here. We stopped here, if I'm not mistaken. And we spoke about this particular, this combination of words. Baytun al-Jadid. So the brothers could just remind us all this word al-Jadid. Al-Jadid, al-Jadida, al-Jadidi. What is the correct one? Maftuh. Okay, can you explain why, Sajid? Okay, can I give you the mic, Sajid? Is that okay if I give you the mic that you'd like to explain the reasoning? Okay. No problem, inshallah. Some people don't like to hear their own voices. Maf'ulun bihi. But there's no verb. Maf'ulun bihi is always going to be after a verb, fi'l. No problem, inshallah. So it's going to be after a fi'l, after a verb. So that that's not going to be maf'ulun bihi because if you say al-jadida, then we're looking for before it is no verb. So Naam, Muzammil says is marfu'. There's no fa'il. Well, there's no fi'l, so there's no fa'il. Sajid. So there's no verb, so there's also obviously there's no doer who did the verb. But the correct answer is, as Muzammil said, is marfu'. And but what's the reasoning behind that? Na'atun wa man'utun. Okay, so this is the na'at. And it follows the man'ut. And where is the man'ut? Because this one has alif or lam. And what has alif and lam before it?
Usually base has, but it's not in this case.
Yeah, Abu Moon, I think you're on the right track.
Yeah, so it's the I think if we're correct, nah, akhi, I'm not too certain, but doubt myself. But in memory, it's the not would be bait, right?
The man'ut, you mean? What's being described?
Yeah, and then oh man, now it got me all confused. Sorry.
Yeah, but the na'at comes second. The man'ut is
the ma'ud would be bait, right?
Exactly, yes, that's what's being described. But how so? How so? Because as we know, the ruling of a na'at or man'ut is that the na'at, it follows the man'ut in everything. It follows it in alif or lam, follows it in the dhamma, kasra or fatha, it follows it in masculine, feminine. Does it strictly follow it in alif or lam? Because we've been loosely using that term all this time just to,
Well, apparently it doesn't seem like it does in this particular case, right?
There's no alif or lam before. So why does bait not have alif or lam? That's a good question to ask.
Yeah, that is. SubhanAllah. You learned it did not ma'utos always have alif or lam, and it follows everything and everything, right?
Yeah, but I think you can tell me quite simply why bait doesn't have alif or lam in this case.
Well, this particular yeah.
Was Muzammil saying something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm going to give it a try because mashallah, this concept is I think it's a very powerful concept because it is repeated so much in so many different places. So I'll try inshallah. Baytuna, it's obviously Mudaf Mudaf ilaihi because we are trying to say, our house.
Absolutely.
And by doing that, we are automatically making it specific. So The reason when we add al to a word like al baytu or al masjidu, we make that word specific.
Correct.
So baytuna is already specific,
That's right.
and hence obviously the description of it, which is jadid, the naat, and that should also be specific. So that's why it's alif and lam.
That's exactly what the answer is. Jazakallah khairan. So, in simple terms, why doesn't Bait have alif or lam? Because the simplest of terms, Bait doesn't have alif or lam, even though it only has one dhamma. Because it's mudaf.
Yeah.
It's mudaf. And then we have three things to remember about mudaf and mudaf ilaihi. About the mudaf, first and foremost, the mudaf, first and foremost, two rules. There's no alif or lam. That's the first thing to remember. And there's only one dhamma or one fatha or one kasra. There's not going to be two, only one. That's the mudaf. And when it comes to mudaf ilaihi, then there's one rule you have to remember. There's always going to be, what's the answer? Always going to be majroor. Always going to have or two kasras to it. Well done. One or two kasras to it. Not sure if the diagrams are going to be helping this out, because is it clear that only one of those, this or that, this or this? Let's try and make it clear with the, see this or this. One dhamma or one fatha or one kasra. One or two kasras. That's the asl anyway. In any case, it's majroor. In any case, it is, as you said, kasra, which is called being in a state of majroor, having jar. Not to prolong on this too much, that's just basically the setup. So where we were, we reached this place over here. حامد أنتم في المدرسة الثانوية. This is a new dhamir which is being introduced into this lesson, the plural second person dhamir. And one of them answers says La Nahnu. This is another thing which is being introduced into this class, which is, so Antum is being introduced, and Nahnu is also being introduced. Nahnu bil Jami'ati. And this ba over here also, if I'm not mistaken, this could be the first time that the ba of al-jar is being introduced. Ba, this letter is harful jar, okay, B. So that's why the word, well, it's definitely not being introduced for the first time, otherwise they would have placed a kasra for us over here. And this book is nice because the first time a rule is introduced, they give you the word, as it's supposed to be pronounced with all the answers in Jami'ati. So I suppose it's a form of revision. And this ba is harf al-jar. And some people, when they see this, when they see ba and they see alif and lam like this, they get confused when they come to read it. Immediately the Majid goes to read it up, they say ba li jami'a. it becomes confusing for them to read it. Bal Jami'a, Bali Jami'a. In actual fact, it's harf al-jar. It's B, and the alif over here is with alif al-lam. It's hamzat al-wasl. So you come straight over it and go to the lam. You say bil jami'a, and because of the alif al-lam, there's originally only one dhamma. Therefore, that one dhamma converts to one kasra. Bil jami'ati. لا نحن بالجامعة أأنتم في المدرسة الثانوية. Don't forget this Hamid is speaking to a group of students. You see the beginning, he says a group of boys, al-fityatu, at the beginning of the Dars al-Rabi' Ashar, lesson 14. Al-fityatu, we said that al-fityatu as it occurs in the Quran as well in Surah al-Kahf. إنهم فتية, which means a group of young lads, young men. This conversation with them, he said, are you, meaning are you all, in al-madrasati, fil madrasati, at school. What school? This school, al-thanawiyati. Al-thanawiyati, it means secondary school. Or in some countries they will refer to as high school. Okay? Al-madrasati one of them says, لا, no, نحن بالجامعة, we are at university, meaning all of us are university students. أنا, one who's speaking, أنا في كلية الهندسة. كلية refers to the faculty, or maybe college or faculty. And al-handasa refers to engineering. The faculty of. This is mudaf and this is mudaf ilaihi. Hence, there's no alif lam over here. في كلية الهندسة. Okay, that's one of them. The second one, ومحمود, speaking about him, في كلية الطب. مضاف ومضاف إليه. Notice how he didn't say ومحمود هو في كلية الطب. He said about himself, I am in this college. ومحمود, and Mahmud is. No need to say huwa, he is in the faculty of medicine. طبي. Notice that word الطبي and refer back to الدرس الأول where we said هذا طبيب. If I'm not mistaken, we had that word الطبيب. عفوا my mistake, الطبيب or طبيب. جيد. So that word طبيب, which means doctor, طبيب, you notice it has got two bars in it. Ba or ba. See, this one here, that one there. If you see the word faculty of medicine, this is the doctor. So this word here has got a shadda on it. What does shadda actually mean, brothers? Anyone tell me what shadda means? Incidentally, Abu Maymoon, you have the mic, so you got, mashallah, privilege. You can just come in whenever you want.
It's double.
Come to type, and if you want to take the mic, you can take the mic.
You heard me? It's double. It's double.
Just assuming that you can hear me, yeah, because now I'm worried that I'm just talking.
Can you hear me?
Maybe I'm offline. Can you just give me an indication that you're with me? Okay, good, alhamdulillah. Oh, good, alhamdulillah, that's nice. So, Shadda. Oh, yeah, okay. Allahu Akbar. I didn't hear. Go ahead. Was someone saying something? Say again, please.
Double.
No, no,
Hello?
Allah, so sorry. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, there was an interruption on my computer, so I put my speaker on mute, not realizing. Yeah, well, we had interaction on the mic. Double, exactly. It means double. So there's two bars, and that's where that word is originating. That's why these two words over here clearly linked. طبيب and أطبي في كلية الطب وإبراهيم في كلية الشريعة. And here they are introducing you to the fact that Ibrahim, this name, it only takes one dhamma. في كلية الشريعة. Okay, this is the faculty of Sharia. If you want to translate it, probably translates as faculty of law. But maybe Islamic studies or well, but Sharia generally it refers to Islamic studies and is focusing on law or legislation. وَيُوسُفُ, and this is where this name also only takes one dhamma, في كلية التجارة. Can you think of a word that we had in Dars al-Awwal that had a similar letters to these letters here? What did we have? We had هذا, من هذا إمام, هذا طبيب, من هذا so and so. We had different ولد, هذا رجل. We had one which had letters similar to these letters here. You remember? تاجر. أحسنت يا ساجد, بارك الله فيك. هذا تاجر, a merchant or businessman. So في كلية التجارة actually refers to business, faculty of business studies or something like that. جيد? So in this Dars al-Rabi' Ashar, they have introduced you to the fact that names like Ibrahim, Yusuf, though they're in the Quran, they only take one dhamma. Why do I say that they're in the Quran? Because we are about to learn in this or the next lesson that names which are non-Arab names in origin, they actually only take one dhamma. Names which are non-Arab in origin, they only take one dhamma. That denotes that they are non-Arabic names. So hence, Ibrahim, Yusuf, and you notice all of the Prophet's names. Ishaq, Ismail, Yunus. You find that those Sulaiman, Dawood, you find these names in the Quran, they only appear with one dhamma. Because these names are all originally non-Arab names. Don't forget, it was Prophet Muhammad came from the lineage of Ismail alayhi salam. Ismail alayhi salam had married into the Jurhum tribe, and they were the Arabs. They had come to Makkah because they were traders. They were passing through. They saw the water, or the signs of water. They came. They asked Ismail alayhi salam's mother Hajar for permission to settle in that area, to use the water rather, take the water. They settled, and as they grew up, then he learned Arabic from them and married in their family. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is from the offspring of Ismail alayhi salam, and they are the Arabs. So the prophets that came from all the other lineage are not Arabs. They're not Arabs. So therefore, the rule in Arabic you find is that any name which is not Arabic name, it will finish with one dhamma. طيب. من ذلك الفتى الذي في سيارتكم? Who is that? Al-Fata. This is the singular, the mufrad of Al-Fityatu, the young man. Who is the man who is in your car? If you're going to go for literal, word for word translation, who is that young man who is in your car? Alladhi generally translates as who or which. But when you're going to translate, then you wouldn't be translating who and who. We're not doing a translation lesson, but you would give consideration to the language that you're translating in, and you translate into words which ordinarily make sense and are formed in that grammatically correct sentences of the language that you're translating in. Which is why I would urge the brothers not to rush into translation, because often we find brothers learning Arabic, and the first thing they want to do is to display their Arabic skills by translating books of the scholars of Islam. And this is not necessarily your duty. The journey is long and the language is vast, and there are many subtleties, and people can get and besides that, sadly, some people are not well versed in the written style of English language with the translation to English, and they know how to speak English. It's their language; they grew up speaking it. But when it comes to written English, they're not well acquainted with the style, with correct grammar actually, and from the conditions of the translator. The ulama explain is that he has to be mutqin. He has to be someone who has perfected both languages. He understands the structures of both languages very well, such that when he translates into a new language, he translates it without missing the meaning that is intended. And spoken language is different to written language. And sadly, we found a lot of brothers who learned Arabic and they got very excited early and started translating things, and the translations were. And what they learned first time, that's what sticks in their mind, and you find them 5, 10 years later, regurgitating something that they heard and they early on in life, not knowing that it was actually totally wrong idea, and they forgot where they got it from. They got it from an authentic source. So you're just let's slow down, and this is a reminder for everyone, inshallah, and for myself. When we translate things, not hasty to put them out. Translate and get it if you're gonna translate. And make sure you get it checked and slow down. Maybe someone more qualified than you, better than you, has already translated it. ومن ذلك الفتى الذي في back to our lesson. من ذلك الفتى الذي في سيارتكم? Who is that young boy in your car? Mahmoud says هو زميلي, my colleague. مضاف ومضاف إليه. Howard says من أين هو? Where is he from? Mahmoud says هو من إنكلترا. إنكلترا means England. Very similar to the French pronunciation Angleterre. Inkeltera. So then Hamid says Masmuhu. And as you recall, this alif over here is Hamzat al-Wasl. You don't say Ma Ismuhu, you jump straight over it, as you did in the case of the alif al-lam. In al, you say Masmuhu. What's his name? Mahmoud says Ismuhu. Well, over here you pronounce the alif because it's the beginning of a sentence. Even though it's Hamzat al-Wasl, the beginning of a sentence it will get pronounced. Ismuhu William. So his name is William. That's a non-Arabic name. So that's why you see over here it has been written with only one Dhamma. And they're introducing to us in this lesson that names that have non-Arabic origin finish with one Dhamma. Hamid says, A-Muslimun huwa. Is he a Muslim? A-Muslimun huwa. This is a way of asking the question. You can't say, huwa Muslimun, is he a Muslim? And you can also swap it around and say, a Muslimun huwa. Okay, you wouldn't translate that as saying, you would not translate this as, is a Muslim he? You just don't say that. In English, it doesn't say that. So you don't go for word literal translation. You go for what is correct in English. So is he a Muslim? Mahmoud says, La huwa Nasraniyun. He is a Christian. Nasraniyun. He is a Christian. Abuhu, his father, Abuhu Ustadi. As you can see, this is Mudaf Mudaf ilaihi. We spoke about it before. The word Ab and Akhun, when it becomes Mudaf, in the form of Mudaf, then all of a sudden the wow appears. You don't say Akhuka or Abuhu and Akhuhu. You say Abuhu and Akhuhu and Abuka and Akhuka. That waw will appear only in the case of when this word is mudaf. How about this word here, this letter hu, this damir pronoun? What does it actually refer to? What's it going back to? Abuhu. Abuhu. I actually said who in English. Abuhu, meaning who does it refer to?
It's
brothers. نعم أخي الكريم. William, نعم. Abu William. William's dad. Abuhu meaning Abu William. William's dad. Ustadi is my father. Is my teacher, afwan. So Ustadi. So this ya was also dhamir. What does this refer to? Ustadi is my teacher. Now, but who's that's what it means. Sajid, but who is the ya referring to? The who, the Amir, who refers to William. And as for the ya, ahsant, it refers to Mahmud. Ustadi, Mahmud is speaking. This is my teacher. Ismuhu. Now, who's this Damir referring to? Mudaf Mudaf ilaihi, Ismuhu. In this case, who is the who referring to? It's referring to the Ustad. Sajid, mashallah, you're on board, alhamdulillah. It's referring to the Ustad, the father of William. Ismuhu Ad-Dukturu Idwardu. His name is Edward, non-Arabic name, and they've introduced it in this lesson to show you that non-Arabic names take one dhamma. Ismuhu Dukturu Edwardu. Edward, أحسنت بارك الله فيك. جيد. The next thing, نعم أخي تفضل.
No, I was repeating what you were saying.
نعم أحسنت جزاك الله خير. So نعم, so over here, الدكتور Edwardo. Edward takes ordinarily and would take two dhammas. In this case, it's taking one dhamma because it's the foreign name. But the question is, why dhamma? Why not anything else? Why not kasra, for example, or anything else? Well, the reason is it's just following suit of ad-dukturu. Doctor is, his name is Dr. Edward. Dr. ad-dukturu takes one dhamma. Okay. And this is just following suit. This is actually called badal. You may have had it before. Jay, the most important thing now coming up is here. Adhabtum. This is the Amir that we are studying in this lesson. That's Rabi Ashar. Adhabtum. إلى المستشفى لزيارة عمكم اليوم. This my brother. Okay. So the damir here, tum, tum, damir mutasil. This is the connected damir which comes after for example, it will come after a verb, it will come after mudaf. Yeah. Though this particular one doesn't come after mudaf. The ta and mim, tum, it means you, similar to antum, similar to antum. Antum dhahabtum. Okay, as opposed to the one that comes referring to you as a group of people after mudaf. Yeah. For example, faslukum, right, which is also dhamir muttasil, but this is in the state of being mudaf ilaihi majrur. As for this, dhahabtum, this dhamir, I mean, refers to the people who did the action over here. So that is in a state of being marfu, in dhamma, ordinarily, because the people, anyone who does the action of a verb takes a dhamma. Okay, when the name is shown clearly of who's doing the action. The hub, I'm not sure if that's clear. Hopefully with repetition it will come up, inshallah, more and more, and as now we begin to expand into different aspects of the language, and you will see how this plays out. أذهبتم مستشفى لزيارة عمكم. Can anyone tell me why this word عمكم has a kasra? Why does عمكم, why does it have a kasra?
Oh.
Sajid? نعم. اوكي انا مضاف اليه. جيد. So زيارتي is مضاف. عمكم so why if it's مضاف, if it's مضاف اليه, why does it only have one kasra? It's مضاف اليه as it relates to زيارة. زيارتي. There's no alif lam, so why does it only have one kasra? It's actually also mudaf at the same time. So while it is mudafun ilayhi to, as it relates to ziyara, it's actually mudaf as it relates to kum. Hence, the rule of mudafun ilayhi, as you mentioned before, where was that writing that we did? Just up there somewhere. There it is. Mudaf doesn't take alif lam, and it only takes one vowel point at the end, one dhamma or one fatha or one kasra. In this case, one kasra because of the harf al-jar lam that came before it. Li ziyarati ammikum. Okay, and over here, kum has a sukoon, and lam also has sukoon, but you can't see it clearly because of that line that I've drawn. So how do we get from this sukoon to this sukoon? We have to stop there and start the word again. Say لِزِيَارَةِ عَمِّكُمْ الْيَوْمَ Or is there a way to join? There is a way to join, and that is by changing this sukoon of mim to a dhamma. That way you get a free-flowing word. You say لِزِيَارَةِ عَمِّكُمُ الْيَوْمَ الْيَوْمَ. So that sukoon can change to a dhamma just for pronunciation purposes. That's the only reason it's changing, not anything else. Otherwise, we still say that kum, this is a dhamir, the pronoun, and it's fixed, it's mabni, and it's mabni ala sukoon. It is fixed, and the last letter carries a sukoon. You don't say mabni ala dhamma, fixed on the dhamma. It's not fixed on the dhamma is there, just there for pronunciation purposes. And if you were to look in the Quran, you would see a dhamma, because the Quran, the way it's written now with the writing, is there to facilitate ease of reading. And in studying actual the rule, you will notice, and you will note that this letter mean and al-yawm has a fatha on it. This is because this is talking about, this is in relation to, this is a time, meaning the day, it's a time slot relating to this verb. Which verb is it relating to? Dhahabtum. Dhahabtum. Today. So, because this time period, al-yawm, refers to the action, did you go or you went, it carries a fatha. Okay? And we don't need to do the terminology right now. The terminology will become in book 2, inshallah. But just to know that al-yawm, if it relates to a verb, it takes a fatha, and if it doesn't, it takes the dhamma. Lastly, Yusuf, he says, Na'am, dhahabna. This is the damir marfu', damir fa'il, or muttasil for nahnu. Nahnu dhahabna. Yes, we went. Dhahabna, we went. Okay, so we have been introduced to a number of dhama'ir now. And what we'll do is we'll ask the brothers to take the microphone, inshallah, and to read. You brothers be okay to read, inshallah? I'm not sure about Sajid. Sajid, are you okay if I was to give you the mic and do some reading with us? Look at my keyboard of what those letters represent. Okay, okay, yeah. Said. So let's begin with Abu Maymoon. Fadl Akhi Kareem, I'll ask you to read from number 1 down to number 4, inshallah. Then after that, I'll give the mic to Sajid.
نحن المسلمون.
Again, please.
نحن المسلمون الإسلاميين.
Okay, hold on, Akhi Kareem. So, yeah, so these are, let's say, segments that they've written up over here. These are segments. They want you to segment them as well. Right? So you stop there, you read it. You stop there, you read it. You stop there, you read it. Okay? In pieces. Okay? But I'm hearing an alif or lam over here, but I don't think there's. If I'm not mistaken, you said nahnu. Nahnu.
نحن مسلمون.
Yeah, مسلمون.
نحن المسلمون.
نعم. You go ahead, please.
الإسلام ديننا.
جزاك الله خيرا. الإسلام ديننا, our religion. جيد.
والله ربنا.
بارك الله فيك. Our Lord. صحيح.
ومحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
محمد.
ومحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
نعم. صلى الله عليه وسلم. This. وسلم. جيد. صلى الله عليه وسلم. Go ahead.
نبينا.
نعم. Our prophet.
ومحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبينا.
ما شاء الله, أحسنت, بارك الله فيك.
والقرآن دستورنا.
جيد. جزاك الله خير. This word over here is actually interesting that's come up because this is a word, this Dastur refers to constitution. This was a term that was used widely and is used widely by the likes of Al-Ikhwan al-Muslimun, this political party that originated in Egypt, the hands of some of the misguided leaders, likes of Al-Hassan al-Banna and Sayyid Qutb and those people. And this term, Dastur, constitution, referring to the Quran, was originated by them, and then it kind of like, slipped into the vocabulary of the ordinary masses, and it's found its way into this book. But I did hear that some of our ulama, the likes of Sheikh Rabi, not preferring the use of this term. And if someone had written it in any particular place, he would ask them to replace it for, for something else, Quran or Kitabuna, for example. This is a side point. So the meaning of the story now refers to constitution. But the point of learning here is the damir, our prophet, our Lord, our religion, and our constitution, per se. جيد. Go ahead, Akhi, please.
والقرآن دستورنا. والكعبة قبلتنا.
ما شاء الله, قبلتنا, our qibla, our direction of prayer.
والعربية لغتنا.
MashaAllah, indeed it is. And Arabic is our language. Alhamdulillah. Hey, continue please.
أين مدرسكم يا إخوان.
Again please.
أين مدرسكم يا
Why do you use fatha?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I said, why would you want to give the C a fatha? You said mudarrisakum.
أين مدرسكم يا إخوان.
جيد. The answer to that question?
خرج أنا من الفصل وذهبت إلى الدين.
Well, وذهب
وذهب إلى المدير.
جيد. جزاك الله خير. Please keep going.
أي شارع بيتكم؟
نعم.
بيتنا في شارع الذي
حرف الجر.
أمام في الشارع الذي أمام المحكمة.
Okay, so hold it there for a second if you don't mind. There's two things here we need to point out. Over here is this word here, ayu. Ayu. This means which. When you're asking a question, which one? Which of them? Ayu means which of them. And if there's a harf al-jar before it, it will take a kasra. This word ayu will often come, and most often come as mudaf. So the word after is mudafun ilaihi. So in that case over here you're going to say fi ayyi shari'in fi ayyi shari'in baytukum. The meaning of shari' is street or road. So in which street is your house? في أي شارع بيتكم? He said بيتنا, or they said بيتنا, our house في الشارع الذي is in the house that is أمام المحكمة, one that is in front of the courthouse. Al-Mahkama means a courtroom or the courthouse. Amama. Amama means in front of, as opposed to khalfa. Khalfa. Okay. And we had in Dars al-Sadis and Dars al-Khamis, we had tahta, underneath. Remember that? All of these words, they are, in actual fact, they are mudaf. And what comes after it is mudafun ilaihi. But when we introduce it in Dars al-Khamis, generally we say it behaves like harf al-jar, just so we don't confuse the people, because we said already that mudaf will not take alif or lam, it will just take one dhamma. At that stage we're just introducing the beginning ideas. So just over here we're talking about the behavior. The behavior of these words is that the next word takes a kasra. Technically, they are actually mudaf. Jayid. Is that okay, brothers?
نعم.
Inshallah. Go ahead, Akhi Abu Mimrun.
نعم نعم. Okay, so في أي شارع بيتكم؟ بيتنا في شارع الذي أمام المحكمة.
جيد. فيش حرف كويس شمسي and زاد واللام. فيش شارع.
شكرا جزيلا بارك الله فيكم.
One more, please.
One more time or go with number 4?
Number 4, please.
Okay. أبونا صديق عميكم.
أحسنت. جزاك الله خيرا. مضاف ومضاف إليه. Our father is your uncle's friend. A group of people talking to a group of people. أبونا صديق عمكم. جيد. Okay, I said that when I'll take the mic off you and I'll give it to Sajid, inshallah. Okay, clear. Go ahead, Akhi Sajid. Bismillah. From 5, you could go down to number 10, inshallah. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
أنتم تدرسون
Good. أحسنت.
أأنتم مدرسون؟ لا، نحن أطباء.
بارك الله فيك. And this one, he introduced in درس الثالث عشر that this word أطباء is the plural of طبيب and it only has one ضمة. جيد.
أأنتم أبناء المدير؟
جيد.
لا، نحن حفظته.
ما شاء الله. So what's this word حفظة? Anyone know its meaning? حفظة, anyone know its meaning? It's the plural of حفيد. And حفيد means حفيد actually means grandson. حفيد means grandson. So حفدة means grandchildren or grandsons of. Yeah, his grandsons. Are you children? Are you the sons of the mudir, of our principal, our head? He said, لا نحن حفدته. We are his grandsons.
مدرستنا كبيرة ومدرستكم صغيرة.
جيد ما شاء الله. بارك الله فينا. Keep going please.
لنا حديقة جميلة. لنا حديقة جميلة في تلك
جيد.
القرية.
أحسنت. And what's the meaning of القرية?
قرية village.
Village. أحسنت. And we said في تلك القرية, because تلك, this actually takes the kasra in ruling, though you can't see it because it's fixed on the fatha. في تلك, because this is majroor as a result of the fi, and the word after it, which is being indicated by tilka, will also take the kasra. في تلك القرية. This is another example of badal. تفضل أخي الكريم.
أخونا طالب في كلية.
Why only one dhamma? No, actually two dhammas. أخونا طالب.
طالب مضاف إليه أخونا.
Where is the مضاف إليه? أخونا, that's أخونا is مضاف ومضاف إليه. جيد. And that is مبتدأ, beginning of the sentence. The second part of the sentence, طالب, that's خبر. جيد. في كلية الطب. Our brother is a student in the faculty of medicine. The last one, أخي.
أنتم أطباء.
جيد. one ضمة. أحسنت. بعضنا. مهندسون. بارك الله فيك. So this word بعضنا and بعضنا مضاف إليه. بعض often appears as mudaf, and it means some of us, some of, a portion of. Ba'd means a portion of, or a part of. Jazakallahu khair. Akhi Muzammil, you want to take the mic, and you're welcome to read the last two.
Yeah, sure. So, is it number 10? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'antum atibba'u. Ba'duna atibba'u wa ba'duna muhandisuna.
جيد ما شاء الله. جزاك الله خيرا.
Yeah, Akhi Sajid, Jazakallah khair. Sajid, I will have a conversation with you later on, inshallah. We'll just catch up on a couple of things, inshallah, okay? Jazakallah khair. Okay, the number 11, 11, Allahu Rabba Rabbukum.
الله ربنا وربكم بارك الله فيك.
أين ذهبتم يا إخوة is it إخواني or إخوان okay إخواني okay أين ذهبتم يا إخواني okay, because when we say إخواني, because you know often when brothers speak we say إخواني, it is because of my brothers we are trying to say, isn't it?
That's مضاف مضاف إليه.
Okay, طيب. Okay, so أين ذهبتم يا إخوان ذهبنا إلى السوق.
جزاك الله خيرا. I think it's important to elongate this alif here, because we'll soon learn that there is a feminine version which is ذهبنا, which means they, referring to women, feminine, ذهبنا. So we say ذهبنا إلى السوق. We went to the marketplace. Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, yeah.
Time has actually run out on us. We'll continue with this last couple of exercises, inshallah, tomorrow ta'ala. And therefore, and also tomorrow, I'm quite confident that we should be able to start at Dars al-Khamis Ashar. Insha'Allah ta'ala.
Okay, mashallah. That's good.
Jazakallah for patience. Inshallah, we'll continue tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.